271 days ago. This is going to be slightly different than usual. So, I don't know what is happening currently on global. First things off, what is Spark re-rolling? Because I genuinely thought that this was gonna come out on the first year anniversary, since there was pretty much no quality of life from the first year anniversary, because all of them just got ported to the 0.5 year anniversary. So I was like, okay, maybe they will add Spark rerolling to the Trackblazer scenario. They did it with the Korean version, and they did it with the Taiwanese version. So I was assumed that this is gonna come out on global. We are now on part 1, already done. Part 2 is already done. And part 3, which is currently going on, we still do not have any confirmation of Spark rerolling. And the second thing is that, like I said earlier, 271 days ago, they announced that they are going to add the guided career feature. You probably heard about this. This is auto mode. Auto mode is nice if you're looking for farming just grandparents without getting into much of the grind itself. You can do it, and you just put your phone like for 20-30 minutes and come back, you have a career done, you check the sparks and move on. It's very nice. And that also did not get added, and they didn't say anything regarding the, like, if they are gonna add it or not, because it's been like 270 days and this is the only time that they ever mentioned the guided career feature. So here's the problem. Currently on global, from what I've been seeing, this is Chronogenesis. This is 2.4 million trainers in the database. Let's say I'm a late surger or an encloser player. That means is that usually you will find common sparks between them. For example, what are good skills for champions meeting 11? It's Umamusume and Nimble Navigator for late surgers and enclosers. We search by the entire legacy having 2-star, because 1-star doesn't really proc that often. At the bare minimum, we are looking for 2 or above. I search basically the entire legacy. We have Umamusume, we have Nimble Navigator. For the parent and the grandparents are the same thing. I do not know how this is the only 2 results that I get. These 2 aces over here, or like these 2 parents, are made in Unity Cup. Keep in mind that we had a full scenario where we had Nimble Navigator gold everywhere. So pretty much Nimble Navigator should have been like much more common. And Umamusume, maybe it could be annoying, but you can still get it. You could have gotten it from the Seeking the Peril, and there is also different cards that gives you Umamusume, like the King Halo power. There's only 2 results, and when you check on the main parent itself, because that becomes the next grandparent for the parent that you make, you check, okay, Kyonosho Spring is good, Corner Adept is 1-star, it's there to boost the rating of Corner Adept, I guess. Nimble Navigator is what we want. Position Pliffer is a late surger skill, it's a good one. Umamusume, good. And then Unity Cup. If you brought that and make it a track scenario or the Trackblazer scenario, this is essentially a homeless parent, because the grade bonus is so low. This right here pretty much does not have any races. This Mayano Top Gun, it's literally just straight away adapt, ramp up for like to show up on your legacy, and then Nimble Navigator and Umamusume. Like, okay, the quality of the grandparents or like the grandparents for late surgers and enclosers is so bad, and people will say, oh, frontrunners like have it easy. I am an actual frontrunner player, and I genuinely could not find a single player on the 2.4 million trainers in the database for Chronogenesis. No one has Leader Sprite and Playtime's Over. These 2 skills are very essential for champions meaning 12 and 13 and the ones beyond it. What do you mean that two actual really good skills, nobody bothers with them. You could use the Crunch Wet to get playtimes over. Let me just quickly search up how do you get the leader sprite, okay? Leader sprite. So you can use Crunch Wet to get playtimes over very easily. And for leader sprite, like, is this the only card that gives you leader sprite on the first chain, I believe, or is the second chain? Okay, so leader sprite is annoying. At least in the Trailblazer scenario, you can get it from a rival race. Okay, Kita-san Black has it, and Kita-san is a decent Uma. Smart Falcon is good, but her affinity is not really that good. But regardless, like from what I've been seeing, a lot more people choose to grind with Ignited Spirit Wet over this combo, and pretty much dodging danger and prudent positioning is enough for you in general. I genuinely do not understand. Like, I can't find a parent in millions of people's data. Sure, whatever. But the next thing is, like, Spark rerolling. What does it do exactly? Spark rerolling is pretty much, you see a bad spark, you don't want it, you spend 30 TP, you see a second spark. You essentially play two careers in one. Like, that sounds awesome, especially in the Trailblazer scenario. I love spending over pretty much 50 minutes only to get bad sparks, but I can't do anything about it. Move on. It will pretty much increase the value of the grandparents by a lot. Here's an example. This is a Summer Marzensky that I made on October 22nd, 2025. This is 5 months ago, and I'm still using her as my main grandparent to this day. Because simply there is, like, when you put actual extreme, like, this is not extreme. This is not extreme. You just play, you hit it. There are people out there that have prudent positioning, dodging danger, groundwork, and ignited spirit wet on their legacy. This is two skills. It's not that difficult. Nobody has it. Sure. I already have one of the two with groundwork, so I'm going to loop this until I get playtimes over, leader sprite, and groundwork on a parent, and just loop it from there. But it's crazy. Like, pretty much nobody really grinds for what you are looking for the most part. And I thought, hey, Spark rerolling will be added. It will make life much easier. This is a Mihono Bourbon that I got. She has dodging danger, she has prudent positioning, and she has a lot of skills and groundwork. This Bourbon is probably my second grandparent alongside this Marzensky, but the problem is just playtime's over. These two skills are extremely rare. But okay, man, like, let's just remove playtime's over completely, okay? Leader spread on the entire legacy. 29, and like at this point I would pretty much like use at least 2 stars. So 2 star here, 1 star here, 3 star here. So one of these two, I assume this Marzensky, this is a dead slot. This has way less likelihood to proc. This is the Yuji Kita-san Black Parent that is insanely good. That is like the actual only Uma that has like 3 star leader sprite, but you get the point. Like, I already complained about the parenting already, and it takes like 50 minutes to complete an entire run for Trailblazer. I genuinely make aces. Hey, the stat line looks bad. I just straight up make it a next CM parent. This is a run, like an ace run for Champions Meeting 11. It got so bad, the run was not it. I just made it into a parent run for Champions Meeting 12, and I hit this, so that's good. But the crazy thing is personally, on my opinion, is that there is no mentions of the guided career feature, and it's been over 250 days since they ever mentioned it. We are now on the first year anniversary, and there is a lot of traction currently going on global because of a release of a new scenario. This scenario is Trailblazer. Trailblazer genuinely makes every single person burnt out after seeing horrible sparks. I genuinely never been this low on parenting, and I genuinely get so happy when I get like very bad blue spark, but it just has such a good white skills that I just genuinely stop caring. It is not good for the game, and like pretty much like it's extreme. Like, why genuinely just make global go through a scenario that is extremely horrible to play in terms of not like Trailblazer is not horrible, it's just way too time consuming. 5 borrows is pretty much like close to 5 hours of gameplay for global. It's rough, and this is like an example of the parent that I want to talk about. This is like, it's the blue is not great, but the fact that it has front runner corners, front runners, straights, route work, pre-positioning, nimble navigator, corner recovery, like I genuinely probably could just use this parent all the way throughout the Trailblazer scenario. The problem, or like the true problem of what we are currently experiencing is very simple. The next scenario, which is going to be Grand Live, the parenting, you still do it in the Trailblazer scenario, because Trailblazer scenario is so much better for affinity. It has more skills overall that you get, and you have more control over it compared to Grand Life scenario, and you can race whatever race that you want. So as you can see, these two parents that I just hit, these two parents, you probably want to use them throughout the entirety of Grand Life and also the entirety of Trailblazer. This is pretty much 8 months of parent usage straight up, because we're not gonna get the affinity changes probably on the 1.5 year anniversary. Trailblazer was so good that they changed the affinity system to make other scenarios also farmable instead of Trailblazer only. And yeah, that's like pretty much insane. Like the fact that we do not have any mentions of the like guided career feature, which is auto. You could just run this on auto and like get sparks like this. I genuinely recall watching another content creator and playing on the side, and then GG's, I had this very good grandparent because there is no auto. I can't auto, so I just play manually. It is daunting and it takes a lot of time. And the fact that we do not have any mentions of Spark rerolling after them already experiencing pretty much 3 servers that had gone through Trailblazer. The Korean version and the Taiwanese version put it because it would have made a lot of people just quit. This doesn't exist on global. The problem currently is that there are so many people playing right now because Trailblazer is a good scenario. The problem is parenting. Like, it's genuinely as, hey, who wants to play the game? Everybody. Who wants to grind the parents? Nobody. It's daunting. It takes a lot of time and it's just not fun. So at least make it more bearable. Add the Spark rerolling. It would be nice. At least add the guided career feature and like QRA, so that like people just loop, get like decent grandparents and just use them for the make a new track scenario. It would have been much better, but unfortunately they did not do that, and it's just questionable. Here is like the only way for us to do anything is probably throughout the contact support. If you do not recall, way back before September, if we search up the Japanese version, the daily missions, this was this is the updated version. So back then, on the career, like once you finish your daily missions, your team trials, everything, it was, the conversion rate was so bad, and as it was set above. First, you all expect to see like the same schedule from the Japanese version. However, we want you to experience the latest content sooner or later, so the content will be released at a faster pace. They didn't account for the average monthly caress, and so the average was so low compared to the Japanese version. People start complaining, and what they did is, behold, they just buffed the dailies by a lot. We have, I think this was like 2.5 times multiplier buff compared to previously. The team trials gave you an extra 50%, and also the clubs gave you an extra 50% when it comes to resources. So it was genuinely good. They do in fact listen to feedback, but it's just, if you do not make noise, they probably will just try to get away with that. I think that's allegedly, on my opinion, like that's pretty much my opinion, is that they would pretty much like want us, or like not want us, they do genuinely have the resources. This has been like 200 plus days. I think this should have been done already, and this is not like some small studio that is like, this Umamusume is a big gacha game, so they probably have the like money and resources already done for this feature. And the same thing could be said with Spark rerolling. You do not know how many people that just do one career pure a day because of how long Trailblazer took. If you add Spark rerolling and you also add the got a career feature, suddenly you go from like, oh, I don't want to play the game that much, to, hey, I might actually start parent farming. So the sparks that you have seen right here, these two, like, it's crazy that nobody still yet from the entirety server of Umamusume has made a full legacy of Umastan and Nimble Navigator, because we have Bujinwet and we have King Hello Power on Trailblazer, and Trailblazer has been out for basically 2 weeks, and there's people on global that just make Ignited Spirit Wit, Ignited Spirit Wit, Pretty Possessioning, Logic Danger, and Groundwork already. There's 5 people already on the server that has rank SS already with that Sparks for front. Currently on global, the biggest problem when it comes to parenting is that nobody wants to parent farm, especially for late and end closer players, and frontrunner players just loop the same exact things. It shouldn't be impossible for me to find the skills that I want, provided it's logical. Like, it is logical. Playtime's over, and also Leader's Pride is not like outside of the realm of possibility. There are people that have legacies that is made out of sight of the scenario itself with Ignited Spirit Wet. So why not Leader's Pride and also Playtime's over if I'm a frontrunner player? Why did you mean that this is the only Naruto Brian in the entire server? This was 1-star Shadow Break, by the way, to just have, which one was it? Position Plifter. Like, this is a good skill for late surgers, personally, on my opinion. But like, it just depends. Like, your expectations shouldn't be that high, but at the same time, like, I genuinely thought that the parenting would be overall better. Pretty much, I think global is like the most lazy server when it comes to overall parenting, because, well, not really, Taiwanese server also suffer from that issue, but at least they had spark rerolling, so you could have grinded your own sparks. But yeah, like, genuinely, the only way that I think we will ever do something is probably just try to contact the Cygames like official user support, and then, like, if you scroll down over here, what can we help you with? Suggestions with feedback. You put like your user ID, everything, and just like, hey, this is the Japanese. Sorry, hey, this is I'm a global player in Umamusume, and I would love to know exactly when we are going to get like the new features. I've been told that there is spark rerolling, and Trailblazer takes a lot of time, and whenever I finish, it feels unmotivating to get bad sparks. That's pretty much like, if we make pretty much like enough noise, they probably will just listen to us. They have shown with it with the daily and the like overall monthly carats back then on September. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I will link this in the comment section, and I will personally fill this out myself, because it is like daunting to have not really any control over your sparks, and a person being lucky with parents versus a person getting unlucky with parents means that the game becomes whoever has the best parents. Like, here's the thing currently, okay? If there is a free-to-play player with average parents and there is like a spender with god level parents, it's not even gonna become close anymore. However, if there is a player with like a free-to-play player, or like a player that knows what they are doing with good parents, will probably beat a player that has average parents but is a spender. So parenting is a big factor for free-to-play players. It's just nobody wants to farm them because it's way too time consuming, and it's not good to get bad sparks. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully they listen to us soon. I'm hoping for part 4 to actually give us something. Maybe, hopefully, inshallah. I don't know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. They really should pay attention more to the side of hey, what did make a lot of people quit on a specific period. They already have the knowledge from the Japanese version. So yeah, I hope to see you in the next one.